Hi folks, Jada here. I want to try my hand at making a little video series where I go through some of the events that happen each month in the Western PA area. This video is definitely a rough draft, as you'll be able to see. I'm definitely not a graphic artist by any means. But yeah, I just want to try it out, see what happens going forward. I like to keep this short and focused. I'm going to do my best to not just, read what you can see on the screen. I want this to be like meeting minutes. So yeah, here's Pittsburgh's monthly Melee minutes for November 2019. On Friday, November 1st, we had Man on a Ledge 285. This was the second Spooky Mole, bookending Halloween. So some people showed up in costumes. I remember off the top of my head, Crike, PR, Marth, and T.O. showed up as a sexy squirrel. Just, an up-and-coming chic main, he's really been on the grind, showed up in his Wendy's uniform. So some good costumes, it was a fun time. For the bracket itself, Polish won without dropping a game. So, man, he's pretty good at the video game. And, but unexpectedly, he ended up playing Super Ginger twice in the bracket. Super Ginger, he's a Fox main, he was an honorable mention on the PR, made a few upsets. He beat Stro and Rodney, and then also beat Jada, Spinnin, Ganondorf, all in Fox Dittos. So he ended up getting 4 PR wins in his run, all the way to second. Another player I wanted to give a shout out to was Poopy Joe, who entered as Spooky Joe. So Poopy Joe entered, was coming in as the 24th seed. He ended up placing 7th. He's primarily a Samus player. I know he has a Mewtwo that's pretty sick as well. He's been attending Mole a lot more regularly recently, and he scored some impressive wins. So congrats to Poopy Joe. 1 week later, we had Man on a Ledge 286. The results pretty much mirror what the PR is. Did want to note both winter semis sets went to game 3. Neither of them ended up being upsets though, but it's fun to watch those. Some really good Melee being played. One player I wanted to highlight for sure though was Digital Cannon, currently an unranked Pikachu main, but he's definitely building up a resume. I know he has wins on like Crike and Genghis Connor this season, so he's doing real good. He lost to Just, Pikachu Chic. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough sometimes. So he lost to Just, but he rallied in losers and won 4 sets in a row, beating both Jada and Super Ginger before losing to Ideas Guy. Ended up at 5th, but good stuff to DC. Following Friday, as always, we got Mole 287. So Jada's been bouncing between a variety of characters for the past few months, but at Mole 287, they found themselves in winner's side of Grand Finals after taking a set over Ganondorf. But for some context for this, so Jada went chic at this event. Ganondorf in winners finals played Falco, Fox, and Ganondorf. And Ganondorf, got his revenge with a swift 6-1 in the run back after winning losers finals over Stro. And also bracket was a little weird for Jada's run because Kit, a pretty inactive Peach player, upset Genghis Connor early in bracket, and then Kit lost to Sarlo, and then Kit and Genghis Connor both DQ'd in losers. I don't know, stuff was weird. It was wild. But 2 other things I wanted to note was Ideas Guy. He entered as Mario/Dr. Mario and was the most honest man for this tournament and ended up getting 4th. So pretty impressive for the most honest man. Similarly, Thost, a Fox main in TO, entered under the tag One Piece Opening 6 and beat Justin Stro on his way to 5th place. So good stuff to One Piece Opening 6. Moving forward, we got Man on a Ledge 288 on November 22nd. So Michael, the top 50 Puff player, was in Chicago, then moved to Morgantown, West Virginia, and is now in Pittsburgh as of a few weeks ago. He won the tournament, unsurprisingly, dropped 2 games to Ganondorf, and then Ganondorf dropped 1 game to Polish's Chic. So that went pretty much, I think what a lot of people would have expected. Crike showing up, though, and entering as Marth with a nice 4th place. I wanted to highlight Kandayo's run all the way up to 5th place. Props to Kandayo, beating Green Man X, Tim, Thost, Just, and Fahey. Slicing them up. So on November 24th, a few dozen players made the journey to rural western PA, above Pittsburgh, with Evidence of Bigfoot's existence in tow. We got B for 1, Bigfoot is Real, featured round robin pools, and in those pools, Grim Adventures, Fox, upset Rodney, the Erie/RMU Marth 2-1. The Majersk had a really close set, but managed to clutch it out over WA Matt, the Falco from IUP. Speaking of WA Matt, wanted to highlight his run. Beat everyone else in his pool besides Majersk, and then beat DC, Visk, and Razon. So pretty good stuff from him, clutching out some, long sets. Additionally, Majersk fought his way all the way to second, beat Jada, WA Matt, as I previously mentioned, Ideas Guy, and Genghis Connor, and took a set off Polish's Sheik before losing to Polish's Sheik in Grands. He also lost to Polish's Sheik in semis, but really good stuff from the Ox God, the Penn State/Pittsburgh Falcon. Props to you, Eric. It was fun watching you. Also, Just in his pool won without dropping a game. He beat Kandayo and Manchis 2-0, and he's had lost to Kandayo at least once in the past few moles. So good stuff to him for winning that, and then also for beating Manchis. Manchis is a Ganon who lives in the MDVA area but comes back to visit for friends and family during the holidays and stuff. He's very good versus Sheik. He's very, very good versus Sheik and Marth. So really impressed by Just beating him 2-0. Just did get 3-0'd by Razon, the Erie Falco. Razon's a solid player, doesn't get to show up to many events, but he always impresses me when he does show up. But Just rallied in losers, beating Cruel Scotty and Poopy Joe, both 3-0, before losing to Jada and a Sheik Ditto. Now, speaking of Erie, I mentioned Rodney and Razon both being Erie players. There was an Erie local a few days after Beefer. Smaller local, 16 entrants, but, Rodney, Godney Gang, making Godney Gang proud. Rodney lost to Razon, who entered a slinky in winner's semis in a Game 5 set, but then Rodney ended up beating Razon in losers finals, 3-2 in the run back, and then beating Waffle twice in 2 Game 5 sets. So wow, so many Game 5s. And Waffle, I wanted to note, is a former Pittsburgh Peach PR player, also from Erie, but really aggressive, fun to watch Peach. So he's been super inactive, focusing on other things, but good to see him playing the game again, at least for a little bit. And then closing out, we have Mole 289 on the 29th. So smaller local, just because during the holiday season, right by Thanksgiving. And Michael showed up. He did have some close sets though. He went to game 3 with Ideas Guy. Ideas Guy took a game with his Sheik, actually, not his Fox. And then Michael went to Game 5 with Genghis Connor, but then 3-0'd him next set that they played. Also wanted to give a shout out to Papa, the Columbus Kirby and Ice Climbers player, for showing up and hanging out. I'm sure it was a blast. Sad I couldn't make it, but hope everyone had fun. So yeah, those are all the events. I'm sure I stumbled over my words a few times. But I thank you so much for listening. I want to give a shout out to the music that's playing in the background. It's by In Love with the Ghost. I'll post a link to their Bandcamp in the description. And as well as posting links to some other cool Melee content people that have inspired me to do something like this. Like I said, it's a rough draft. Hit me up with feedback. I'm no graphic artist. I'm no narrator. I'm sure I got some stuff wrong, but I don't know. I'm doing my best. I'm gonna have fun. Gonna keep going. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and let's continue to love Melee. I'll see you around sometime.